Good morning, team. How are we today? I'm here in Queenstown and I've found a group of geese. Got the Nikon Z8 and the 800mm. Hopefully you can hear me over the racket in the background, but we'll see. And today what I wanted to talk about is, a lot of people have been commenting on the 800mm, kind of saying, is it too long of a lens? Why didn't you go for the 180 to 600 or a 100 to 400? Why did you go the 800mm? I wanted something shorter, add teleconverters. And this is a very personal thing. You've got to get the right tool for the job. And in New Zealand, the birds are very small. So the geese that I'm shooting today are probably the biggest birds that I've shot this year. Generally they're, really big. So you have to get extremely close to them, or you need something with the focal range to get close. So you really need to work out what's right for you. And this is where watching YouTube can sometimes fall down, because you fall into the trap of seeing somebody in a different situation. Like I watch a lot of wildlife photographers from Alaska, from Great Britain, from Iceland, places like that, and unfortunately that's just not true to my circumstances. It's not how I'm photographing the birds that I'm photographing. So it's very important to take the time to really analyze what you're doing with your photography and what's going to be the right kit for you. The reason I chose the 800mm is I had the 150 to 600 from Fujifilm, which gave you a 900mm reach, so that's even greater than this. And I generally shot it at 500 to 600mm, so between 700 and 900mm. So given I had that data over let's say 18 months, 2 years, and that was typically what I was shooting at, I could safely say that this was the right focal length for me. If I had 30k, I'd be buying a 600mm f4. Unfortunately I don't, so that's just the reality of the thing. So you have to pick the thing that is going to get you the best result within your constraints. I can't spend $30,000 on a 600mm f4. I could have bought an older one, but then there's that compromise of size and weight. So that's why I went for the 800mm. But even a good decision doesn't come without its trade-offs. So I'm really enjoying the 800mm. I love it to bits. But I am finding, with just the 24 to 70 and the 800, there's a huge gap in between. So I'm going to have to fill that in somehow, whether I go the 180 to 600, 100 to 400 or a 400mm. I think at this stage, if I had to really define what I wanted, it would have to be a 400mm 4.5. I think that lens is just, those two primes, running those two with the second Nikon body would be a really good kit. I think that would really give me a lot of flexibility, especially when I'm in dense undergrowth and the fantails and those smaller birds are quite close, and it's very dark. A 400mm 4.5 I think would be a great inclusion, and that way I've got two options, and if I've got two bodies I can run and gun between them. The one thing that does really stand out for me with the 800mm is the way that, with the 600mm f4 you get that ultimate focal length, but also that blurry background fall off bokeh. But with the 800mm at 6.3 you don't get, obviously you can't open it up quite as much as f4, but at 6.3 with the extra 200mm focal length, it has that separation. It just obliterates the background, so it gives you that look and feel without having to spend that extra cash. Obviously 600mm can be a little bit more versatile, especially when trying to open up the scene a bit, and that new Nikon 600mm f4 with the TC, with the teleconverter, is just sublime. But again, it's getting up there in terms of price. I'm not saying don't buy it. If you've got the money, go out, I would, but it's just about finding the right lens for you. If you're photographing bison or muskox or things like that, then the 800 is going to be far too long, unless you're doing it from a distance. So just think about what you're photographing or what you're targeting and base your decisions on that. You know, you just got to work out what you want to photograph and then kind of work your way back. Don't watch reviews and just base it purely on sharpness and the look. If it's too long or too short, you're not going to get the results, then what's it all for? You know, maybe you are better off with a 180 to 600 if you're not sure yet, because you're going to get that versatility until you know what focal lengths are going to work best for you. But I found that this lens, for the time being, given New Zealand are predominantly small birds except for geese and albatross and things like that, gannets, that this is great. And even for those birds, you know, this will be a great tool, but I might end up taking a 100 to 400 or 400 mil out when I go and target those species as well, because I want that versatility. I want to be able to open up the scene, get a bit more of a dynamic shot from time to time. It's not all about getting close. So look, it's a very short one from me today. Unfortunately, it's been a busy week. I hope the sound's been okay. I did forget my lav mic. But look, thanks again for watching. Next week will be a bigger and better video. But if you did enjoy it, like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.